Hello, you're listening to the OmniTalk Fast 5, brought to you in partnership with Microsoft, the A&M Consumer and Retail Group, Takeoff, Sezzle, and Silk. Let's go to headline number 4, Chris.
All right. Shein announced on Monday that it has launched its own resale platform called Shein Exchange. Shein, for those that may be unfamiliar, is the fast fashion app that has been taking the Apple App Store by storm. Here's how the new resale platform works, according to Retail Dive. The app populates a customer's previous purchases, which can then be listed for sale through the Shein Exchange marketplace. Sellers then pay Shein 5% of their proceeds, and Shein can also set a maximum price that sellers can ask for an item if desired. Patricia, let's go to you first on this one. What do you think of this move? Do you like this one?
I'm so conflicted on this one.
Oh, really? Are you?
Tell us why.
Yeah, as a mom of an 11-year-old that puts a lot on her cart when she goes to Shein online.
Wow, okay.
I'm very excited to be able to potentially get rid of a lot of Shein inventory that's, stocked up here at my house. I actually think that idea could take off from a Gen Z perspective, more in terms of the thrill of being part of a community. So there have been times that my daughter and her friends, they sell each other stuff, right? Oh, this doesn't fit me. I'm not into this anymore. And they're like, okay, well, how much do you want to pay me for this? So they're kind of doing that on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that working and creating a buzz and a hype. On the other side, it just bothers me so much.
Why?
Because you're reselling the concept of disposable clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And they're talking about it as being part of the, circularity angle. They are a big offender to the environment, right? I mean, as a consumer and as a human being, every time my daughter showed me 5 different sweatshirts and she's like, but it's not even like, it's like $60 altogether.
Mm-hmm.
They're each like, $10, $15 each.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, but that's not the point. You don't need 5 sweaters. You're creating so much waste.
Right.
And then you're going to go and you're going to resell it. So you're opening up more space. You're making yourself feel better. And then you're buying even more sweaters and sweatshirts. So that really bothers me.
Yeah.
So net, you're kind of jaded about this one, huh? You're kind of jaded about why they're doing it and whether there's real value there. And do you agree with that, or what angle would you put on this?
I think this is an absolutely brilliant move for Shein.
You do? Good. Oh, thank God.
I don't like it.
Oh.
I think it's ridiculous. Like I'm with Patricia. Like I don't think you need to feed this monster anymore. But they're super smart. They have the demand. They made a digital investment early on in their platform to have a highly engaged app audience. They're a digital first retailer. Like they have done everything right. And now they're going to command 5% of sales. Like when you think about it from somebody who's a reseller who does this all the time, like there is going to be nothing left for the seller. Like if you, like Patricia's saying, if you sell that $10 sweatshirt, you're only going to get $8 for that sweatshirt. You're not going to be getting $10 for the, like if it's a $10 sweatshirt that you bought the first time,
you're going to sell it for
to
$8.
resell it, you're going to get $8 and then 5% of that sale plus shipping, which that's the other thing that I think like they're trying to throw sustainability into this, but then how many times are you shipping that thing back and forth, which also creates a carbon footprint.
Yeah.
Kills your margin too as a seller, potentially.
Yes, exactly. So I think, but that's the smart part here is that, am I really going to get $3.15 back for that sweatshirt? No, I'm going to take it and I'm going to re-spend it on the Shein platform. So if you're able to just get money for it in exchange, that Shein's just facilitating this, it's like, yeah, this is the most brilliant marketing move that Shein can make because you're just creating more and more, you're feeding this like life cycle product. The only thing that I think is challenging is that, to Patricia's point, like this is cheaply made product. So you're not going to be seeing the second, third, fourth life for these garments like you would be in
Lululemon sweatpants
with a Lululemon. Well, yeah, but you are seeing a life cycle that's more than 1 or 2 buyers,
which I had never thought about until this point. Okay, so net, if I recap what you said, you like the move for Shein.
I don't like it. I think it's
business move.
It's a brilliant
business move. So you like the move from their perspective, but you're kind of questioning how it fundamentally would work for the customers and whether it's kind of taking it. It sounds some taking advantage of people kind of coming.
They're
through in
leveraging the
that
community.
theme. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chad, what do you think here? I know you're big in the resale market.
Huge.
Shein?
Yeah. No, I mean, so I'll be honest, I didn't know that much about Shein until I saw this article circulating a couple of days ago. So I had to dig into it a little bit. And I think I come out where Anne is here, which is, I mean, listen, it basically seems like a nice way to grab another 5% margin on, you know, a low, you know, price type product. But here's what feels, you know, what's rough about this whole thing is, again, I didn't know these guys, so I started looking into it. And like, there is a pretty intense investigative report that just came out about these guys regarding like questionable labor practices. So, you know, you already have this fast fashion mega discount brand being called to task. And so the cheap prices may not have merit after all because of the unethical nature by which they're supporting them. And then you add this resale platform, which, you know, again, as Ann said, like doesn't, Patricia as well, like we've really kind of degenerated this idea when you're talking about cheap clothing for resale. So like, is the sustainability, is it greenwashing? Is it a smart margin play? Like, it's just not passing the sniff. Like, it feels icky. And yes, that's a technical consulting term that I use in my PowerPoint decks all the time. And so it just doesn't feel right.
So, okay. Got it. So, Anne, the one point that I would bring up though, Anne, which I'm surprised you didn't bring this up too, is actually, I think one of the important elements of this story is actually how they're doing resale.
Yes, for sure.
Which I want to key in on too, because you talked about they have a highly engaged user base, but as a result of that and how they communicate with their customers, they know and they understand everything that's previously been purchased through them. And so they're using that as the validation point for the buyers and sellers to make the transaction.
Yes.
Which is something we've talked about, an approach we've espoused when we interviewed Recurate's CEO, Adam Siegel.
Oh, yeah.
So that's an important point to bring up here is like, not only like you can question till the cows come home, whether or not you like buy into why they're doing it and the philosophy around it, but how they're doing it to me is absolutely brilliant because it's so intuitive. Yeah. And it makes it so easy, right?
That's such a great point. Like, yeah, the methods that they're doing this, again, that goes back to what I said in the beginning part of my statement. Like, they are smart. This is a smart way. They're doing this in all the right ways. They are making it so simple for their very connected community to resell the product.
And that's my point here. And it's like every retailer listening to this show should be able to like take this as an example for how you can easily do resale.
For sure.
You all have that data fundamentally at your fingertips. Make this available for your community, your highly engaged community, to enable them to do it.
Right. If Shein is doing it with products that are like $5 for initial purchase, like you should be doing this as a retailer.
The same way.
Yes.
Like
the exact same way.
Right. It's instantly validating and giving credibility to the seller.
100%.
Yeah.